All right, guys, back in the shop, piddling with the old Easy Go. So we got steering rack, 6-inch drop axle lift, 4 new shocks, front springs, rear springs, heat sink, key switch. I got tie rod ends too, but I seem to have misplaced them somewhere. Also got steering column tube. And we was in the process of switching this over, and I can't seem to get it apart. I guess I got to take that little snap ring off. Maybe the shaft goes out through the bottom. But I don't have a snap ring pliers here small enough, so I have to get some from work. So that's on hold. Anyway, the tube is bent. I thought the floor was just bent, but the tube and the floor is bent. So use that tube, got the floor straightened out, got it looking good. And I was going to switch all this over and bolt it up. But in taking my break over here in my best tool in the shop, my chair, and I was sitting here and I was playing on my phone and surveying my kingdom and looking at projects I've neglected. I got to get on that car. I've had it a year. I didn't even realize that. Popped up on the memory. That baby needs to go. And I'm looking at this frame. And I'm thinking, that don't look right. What y'all think? See what I see? Now, I'm blind. Not completely, but... So I'm thinking, maybe y'all probably may have noticed this before I did. So I get up and get to investigating. And sure enough, don't really show good on camera. The frame's bent. Let me open my shop door and see if maybe you can see it from the other angle here. I think it shows up. I think it shows up better from there. Yeah, what do you think? So we've done a little measuring, and yes, this is pushed back. You can see it's rolled under. Its frame's ruined. So now what do? You got $400, $500, $600 worth of parts and a frame that's bent. Well, I reached out to one of the golf cart sites on YouTube, and a guy hit me up and said, "Hey, got a frame, 150 bucks." So I said, "I'll come get it." So I showed up, and look what I got. Didn't need the steering column. Don't need the heat sink. Also got 4 wheels from him. So when I get the suspension done, I'll have a roller. But the frame looks good. If I can call the guy's name. If you're ever on a golf cart site, you'll know you'll be able to trust him. It's Tony Maldonado, I believe is right. Because I had other guys comment that they had them, but they were a long ways from me and want me to vend more money. And I'm like, come on, guys. I ain't up for no scam. These golf carts are sitting everywhere. I don't need to get one from Alaska shipped to my house in Texas. There's plenty of them around here. This one was in Fort Worth. Got over there, and the guy's got a bunch of golf cart stuff. He obviously fixes and sells golf carts, so he got it fixed up for me. And like I said, my battery tray's fine, so that's no problem. And I got the seat bracket up there. The front seat bracket, mine's all bent. So we're gonna try in this video, may not be today because I need a pickle fork to get I need the spindles off of that to go on that axle. And that's all I'm gonna use off of here because the rack's bent. I got new shocks and springs, so I don't even need the front axle. Might need the bolts to bolt the axle to this. We'll see, but that's where we're at. That's where we're gonna get started. We're gonna see if we can get some stuff bolted on this new frame. Hopefully get the front end done and the rear end done and the aired up tires on it so I can roll it around. And then I got to pull the wiring harness out of this and the frame battery tray out of this and the floorboard for that one. And then this one can go back to the scrapyard where it come from. Anyway, I'll be back with you with an update here shortly. Well, here we go. Quit for the night. We got interrupted. We had to go to a mother-in-law birthday dinner. So Anyway, we got the new springs, new shocks, drop axle, got the new rack, got it hooked up, tie rod, spindles, and these holes where this bolts on. I can't see what I'm doing here. These holes where this bolts on is the hole in the spindle's not big enough, so tomorrow I'm gonna drill it out, bolt that down, put the tires on it, and then start on the back. So, well, a couple of things. I see a lot of people put their springs on top of here with those plates, but I can't do that on this one because this has to bolt down up here. And if you put the spring up here and then that plate up here, it's going to mess the geometry of this up. So on the other cart, the axle's on top. So I put this one on top. This plate's thicker. And if I put that plate and the plate that comes with the axle, which it actually didn't come with any, then bolts would be too short. So it's back on there with all the factory hardware. And another interesting thing I discovered, I got all my bolts in the bolt bin over there. So I got these two. That's all we got left for the rear. There's a good look at the broke rack. So the new rack come with the new end, and I did find my new, already threw the box away. I did find my new tie rod ends. So we got those on. I had to take them off of here because I had to have the lock nuts, and one of them broke trying to get I don't know what to do. I think I threw it away, threw it over there. So what's interesting is this rod has the thing where you can hold it with a crescent. So does the new one, but one end of this rod is backwards thread and one's the right thread. That way you can loosen the jam nuts and just turn this rod and it gets wider or closer together to set your toe. Well, on this one, the cutout here, this one's backwards thread and this one's normal thread. On that one, this cutout, this is the normal thread and this one's backwards thread. So if you're doing one of these, this is an Amazon 6-inch lift off of it's like 95 bucks. That's pretty, you know, I was looking at one was like 285 or 295, and the only difference I could tell in them, actually the more expensive one said it was only 5-inch, and this said 6-inch, which they look the same, but this one has no directions. So if you have to have directions, if you've never done any kind of work before, probably want to spend the money and get the one with directions, or just watch YouTube, buy the cheap one and watch YouTube. So I guess I'm going to have a heat sink and a new steering column and all my springs and stuff. If anybody needs anything like that. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. See if we can't get the back done. It might take a little longer because I got to unhook all the stuff off the controller, all the wiring, get the wiring harness out and all that. So anyway, I guess that's where we're going to leave her for tonight. See y'all in a bit. All right, guys, here we go. Suspension is done. Well, it's not completely done. I ordered the heavy-duty rear springs because I'm going to put a rear flip seat on it. And it came with new bushings for the springs, but not the frame where the shackle hooks up. How cheap is that? You couldn't throw a couple sets of bushings in there for that. But anyway, so we had to, like I said, we had to drill the mount out. We had to drill those two bolts out, bolt all that up. Got the rack all fixed up. Kind of eyeballed it. I need to put tape measure on it. Got the rear lift kit. New shocks, new springs, new bushings. All done, bolted up. Like I said, I got to order shackle kit and put shackles on it. So, that's about it. Went pretty good, looks like. I guess we can't call it the roughest cart anymore, being about all we've used off the old carts, the spindles and the rear end. We're going to use all the electronics, of course, and the brake hardware and stuff. Look at that spring. You think that thing didn't take a ride? Folded that baby up. Well, looks like the end of the run. This is probably going to be on the back burner. I'll fool with the wiring and stuff. Probably won't film none of that. I don't know, maybe. We'll see. But I need to get on the little Nissan or get me an engine for it. So, three-wheeler hadn't done anything to that yet. Got the parts to fix the Colorado transmission. But I need to get it on the lift. I'm not interested in crawling in the dirt on my back. Corvette hadn't done anything with that. I need to get that out of here and get the Corvette in here. Anyway, that's all we got today. Hope it was informative, and maybe like and share and comment, share it social media. Thumbs up, thumbs down, either way. Comment, good or bad, doesn't matter. Any action helps. We're at 334 subscribers, so we're trying to get them up and get monetized. So could use all the help we can get. I'm retiring in May, so I could use the extra little income. All right, that's all I got. Subscribe if you would. I'd appreciate it. See y'all on the next one.